Portugal greets you with a warmth that feels old and real. Beyond the golden beaches and sunny cities, there's a deeper heart to this land. It's in the cobbled streets, the shared smiles in busy markets, and the taste of a home-cooked meal. The spirit of Portugal stays in the air, a mix of strength, passion, and openness. I came not just to see the sights, but to feel the country's beat and connect with its people. Before arriving, I'd heard of a music called fado, a song of beautiful sadness said to be the heartbeat of Portugal. My journey would be guided by this mysterious, charming sound. The adventure into Portugal's soulful streets was about to begin. My first time hearing fado wasn't in a grand concert hall or a famous music venue. It was far more intimate, almost secret. A moment that felt like it belonged only to me, hidden away from the world. The music drifted softly from an open window as the golden light of evening settled over a small, winding town. The air was cool, tinged with the scent of the sea and distant flowers, and the world seemed to slow down for just a moment. A single, soulful voice rose above the quiet streets, carrying with it a sense of longing that seemed to echo off the old stone walls. The gentle plucking of a guitar accompanied the singer, each note lingering in the air, weaving a tapestry of emotion that felt both ancient and immediate. I didn't understand the words, but I didn't need to. The feeling was unmistakable, and it washed over everyone who listened. A story of love, of heartbreak, of memories that refused to fade. Faces in the street and in the cafes nearby softened, eyes glistening with recognition, as if the song spoke to something deep inside each of us. That haunting tune stopped me in my tracks. I stood perfectly still, letting the music wrap around me, feeling as if time itself had paused to listen. In that moment, I was no longer a stranger. I was part of the story, swept up in the emotion of the song. Later, I learned that fado means fate, and that its main feeling is saudade, a word with no true translation, but which holds a special, bittersweet longing for something lost or unattainable. Saudade is the ache of missing, the beauty of remembering, and the hope that somehow, what's gone might return. From that moment on, I began to notice fado everywhere. It was in the background of bustling cafes, playing softly on old radios, and sung by locals as they closed up shop for the night. It was woven into the fabric of daily life, a quiet companion to every joy and sorrow. Fado became the city's music, a gentle reminder of the deep feelings that run beneath Portugal's surface. It was as if the entire city breathed in rhythm with the music, each note a thread connecting past and present, joy and pain. Each note pulled me closer to the heart of the country, inviting me to explore not just its streets and landmarks, but its soul. I found myself seeking out the music, following its echoes through narrow alleys and sunlit squares. The whisper of fado had become a call I couldn't ignore. It lingered in the air long after the last note faded, a promise that there was always more to discover, more to feel. And so, with every step, I was eager to follow it, deeper into the music and deeper into the heart of Portugal itself. To truly find fado, I was told to go to Alfama, Lisbon's oldest area. This neighborhood, with its maze of winding streets and ancient stone walls, is where the soul of the city seems to linger in every shadow and echo in every footstep. Alfama is a place where history and music are woven together, and where every corner seems to hold a secret waiting to be discovered. As night fell, Alfama's narrow streets glowed with excitement. The golden light from old-fashioned lamps spilled onto the cobblestones, casting long, dancing shadows. The air was thick with anticipation, as if the whole neighborhood was holding its breath, waiting for something magical to begin. Laughter and the smell of grilled sardines filled the air, but it was the soulful cry of a fado singer that drew me in. The music seemed to rise above the chatter and the sizzle of street food, calling out to anyone willing to listen. It was as if the very spirit of Lisbon was singing through her, inviting strangers and locals alike to pause and feel. Inside a small candlelit fado house, the audience sat quietly as a fadista sang, with two guitarists playing along. The room was intimate, the flicker of candles reflecting in the eyes of those gathered. Every person seemed transfixed, united in a shared reverence for the music unfolding before us. Her voice, raw and full of feeling, seemed to pull stories from her very soul. Each note trembled with longing and nostalgia, painting vivid pictures of love, loss, and hope. The passion in her singing was unmistakable, and it felt as though she was singing not just for herself, but for everyone who had ever loved or lost in this city. Each song told of lost sailors, old neighborhoods, and loves that could never be. The gentle strum of the Portuguese guitar added a haunting beauty, echoing the stories of those who once walked these streets. The music was a living memory, a tribute to the joys and sorrows that shaped Alfama and its people. Even without understanding the words, the emotion was clear. Faces in the audience glistened with tears or broke into soft smiles, each person touched in their own way. The language of Fado is universal, one of longing, saudade, and the bittersweet beauty of life. The music filled every corner, connecting everyone in the room. It was as if the walls themselves were listening, absorbing the melodies and stories. In that moment, strangers became companions, united by the shared experience of something deeply moving and uniquely Portuguese. In that cozy space, I felt I'd found the true home of Fado. The warmth of the room, the closeness of the audience, and the power of the music created a sense of belonging. It was more than a performance. It was a living tradition, passed down through generations, still alive in every note. The experience was deeply moving, a window into Portugal's heart. I left Alfama changed, carrying with me the echoes of Fado and the feeling that for a brief moment I had touched the soul of Lisbon itself. Fado's beginnings are as mysterious as the feelings it shares. It's a music born from shadows and lamplight, echoing through the winding alleys of Lisbon, where every stone seems to hold a secret. The city's nights are filled with a sense of possibility and loss, and Fado is the voice that rises from this atmosphere, a song for those who wander and for those who wait. Born in Lisbon's working-class areas, it grew from the lives of sailors and dock workers shaped by the sea. These men and women lived with uncertainty, their days marked by the tides and the hope of return. Fado was their companion, a way to express the longing for loved ones left behind and the dreams that drifted just out of reach. The harbor, with its constant movement and farewells, became the cradle of this music. Fado shows saudade, a sweet and sad longing for what's gone, a sadness valued for its beauty. Saudade is more than nostalgia. It's a deep ache for something you may never have again, yet you cherish the memory. In Portugal, this feeling is woven into daily life, and Fado gives it a voice, turning pain into poetry. The music doesn't fix sadness, it welcomes it, finding comfort within being sad. In a small tavern, the singer's voice trembles with emotion, and the audience listens in silence, each person finding their own story in the melody. Fado is not about forgetting sorrow, but about embracing it together, making it less lonely. The fadista's voice, often not trained but strong, is joined by the bright Portuguese guitar and the deeper viola de fado. The instruments are as much storytellers as the singer, their notes weaving through the air like threads of memory. The guitar's metallic shimmer and the viola's warmth create a sound that is instantly recognizable, uniquely Portuguese yet universal in its emotion. Together they make a sound that's personal and dramatic. Each performance is different, shaped by the mood of the night and the stories of those present. The music swells and falls, sometimes gentle, sometimes fierce, always honest. I met Ricardo, a guitarist who told me, "We don't just play notes, we play the feeling." He explained that every strum and every pause is filled with intention, a way to connect with the audience's heart. For Ricardo and so many others, Fado is a living conversation, not just a performance. Fado is a talk, a shared moment of truth between singer, musician, and listener. In these moments, the boundaries between performer and audience disappear. Everyone in the room becomes part of the story, united by the music's honesty and vulnerability. This honest way of showing human feelings is what makes Fado last. It's a tradition passed down through generations, yet it always feels new, because each singer brings their own life to the song. The applause at the end is not just for the performance, but for the courage to feel so deeply. It's music that moves you, even if you don't know the words. The emotion is universal, reaching across language and culture. In Fado, everyone finds a piece of themselves, a memory, a hope, a longing that refuses to fade. In Porto, sitting above the Douro River, Fado takes on a new feel. The city's Fado is more direct, less sad, but just as strong. In Ribeira's stone-walled cellars, I found shows full of strength and pride. Songs told of fishermen and port workers, their lives tied to the river and the sea. The sadness here had a hint of defiance, a Fado of the common people. Locals and travelers alike were brought together by the music, even if we didn't speak the same language. Fado became a bridge connecting us to each other and to Porto's soul. The language of feeling needed no translation. Fado's true beauty is its power to connect people. In Fado houses, locals and travelers sit side by side, pulled together by the music's charm. I saw a fadista's song make a young woman cry, even though she didn't understand Portuguese. The music had reached across cultures to touch a feeling common to everyone. Fado is often unplanned. Anyone feeling the spirit can join in, from cooks to strangers. This welcoming nature is at the heart of Fado's appeal. After shows, talks flow, friendships form, and stories are shared. Fado is more than just entertainment. It's a social gathering, a way for the community to come together. It shows music's power to build bridges between hearts. In those moments, all differences disappear. Fado is a shared language of the soul. Beyond Fado, Portugal is a treat for the senses, a living museum of color, sound, and taste. The famous azulejo tiles, the rattling of yellow trams, and the smell of fresh coffee fill the streets. There's a timelessness in the landscapes and a wild freedom on the Atlantic coast. Life moves at a relaxed pace. People enjoy simple pleasures and community. This daily life is the ground from which Fado grows. The music is a way the culture expresses itself, telling the stories of fishermen, market sellers, and families. The sadness of Fado is balanced by the joy of festivals and the warmth of community. To understand Fado, you must dive into the rich fabric of Portuguese life. As my journey ended, I realized Fado had become part of my own story. The tunes stayed with me, echoing in my thoughts long after I left. Fado touches our deepest shared experiences: love, loss, longing, fate. It reminds us there's beauty in sadness and that our sorrows connect us. Discovering Fado changed how I listen to music. Now I listen with my heart. This journey taught me to look for real experiences and look beyond famous places for a place's true soul. In Portugal, that soul sings a sad, beautiful song. It's a melody that stays with you. My journey into Fado was deeply moving, but it's a journey open to everyone. Portugal welcomes you with open arms. Its stories, food, sunshine, and music. Walk Alfama's cobbled streets. Let a distant guitar guide you to a hidden Fado house. Don't worry if you don't understand the language. Fado's meaning is in the tune and passion. Allow yourself to feel saudade and connect with stories of fate and longing. This is the magic of travel, finding new places and new parts of yourself. Explore Lisbon, Porto, and beyond. Taste the food, talk to the people, and listen to their stories. When evening comes, seek out Fado and let it be the music for your journey. Your own Portuguese song is waiting. All you have to do is listen. The soulful streets of Portugal are calling. It's a journey you'll never forget.